Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, good evening, hello, you smelly, cross-eyed, gap-toothed motherfuckers.
Ooh.
I feel like you're talking to me in that one.
Put the fucking mic next to your face,
Dude,
Nick.
this is fine, man.
I'm so sick of your shit.
Can you hear me?
No. Put the fucking mic next to your face.
Whatever, dude.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the GeniusBrain Podcast.
Hello.
What a great start.
I am your host, David So.
And I am your other co-host, Joe Jitsukawa. And again, we have Nick the Ear.
Today we had a very, very great treat. We just saw fucking Nick put on a clinic. He just fucking smacked people up today.
How tall was his opponent? 6 feet?
I'm 6'1", so Jason has to be like 6'2", 6'3".
The interesting thing is like me and Nick, well, Nick is a little bit taller than me, I think.
Yeah.
But when I see him fight and spar, I'm like, that's what I should be, but I can't.
You guys are all full of shit. None of this ever happened. I got beat up today by Jason. Jason fucking broke my toe.
Okay.
Let's talk about
You
that.
broke your toe on his face.
Yeah.
No, on his fucking elbow. I kicked his elbow and it hurts so bad, dude.
That's what happened to Sean O'Malley, dude, with Andre Sukumtat.
Those guys are both fucking beasts.
You guys are fucking made it. The fuck? Every time I do a podcast, somebody always gets arrested.
They wait for the minute that GeniusBrain starts.
Someone had a heart attack, dude.
Dude, it's always in Glendale, too. What the fuck is happening in Glendale?
The Armenian mob is getting kind of loose. Wild and loose.
There was an Armenian basketball game that just got out of hand.
Yo,
Pistol
no
ball
shit
blue.
though. My family, you met my cousin, like Greg, and then the kids, right? We paired up with an Armenian family, and we played a game of pickup.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And then it was funny because there was like a match for every like family member, like 2 boys, and then a guy like that's like in his mid-20s like me, and then like the dad.
Yeah.
And then like we all played a game 4-on-4, or what was it? Yeah, 4-on-4. Yeah, 4-on-4. Yeah. And then it was so funny because like we're just playing a friendly game, and the dad was like hella military style, and like when they started losing, they were just like getting on each other's case and arguing and all that, and I was like, damn, dude.
It's such an aggressive culture, dude. Like, I don't know if it's like a stereotype or anything, but I've been living in Glendale now for about, 3-4 months. And if it's a stereotype, it's highly accurate because the way, so I have a Armenian friend, and I just kind of was venting to him. I was like, bro, what's with your Armenian people make Korean people look like Japanese people. You know what I mean? I'm like, why the fuck is everybody so fucking aggressive? Like,
And they weren't mean to us or anything like that, but they were just intense.
Yeah.
Like the dad was like, I told you to make the shot, it felt like everybody was getting in trouble with each other.
yeah.
Like the sons were yelling at the dad, and I was just like, damn, man.
I don't know if he was just saying it to make me laugh, but he goes, you know what, bro? It's like everybody can get it. That's not because you're just somebody. He goes, just Armenian men just have this like type of male aggression type of thing. He goes, they talk to their kids like that.
Yeah.
They talk to everybody like that. So just don't take it personal.
It's a tough culture.
Yeah.
And then so like at the end, I was like, damn, dude, did we piss them off or something? And then like afterwards, they're like, good game, bro. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Good game, bro. I'm going to kill my kids later, but
I
good
know.
game.
I'm too sensitive to hang out with that. I'd lose it, dude. I'd start crying if I had an Armenian dude on my team.
I think you beat them up, Nick.
No, I wouldn't.
think you'd
We used to
slap.
play with a bunch of Armenian dudes in a basketball league, and they were always yelling at each other.
They're just-
and at other people too, but like at each other.
You're like, no, stop yelling, stop.
It's like breaking up the fights between them.
Stop. Yeah, no. But that's how I
I
would
just
go
want to
though.
play a game.
I just pictured like an Armenian basketball league, which is really strong looking dudes just playing ball with a cigarette in their mouth. Dude, it's like, how are you smoking and playing basketball?
When we used to play when I played water polo in high school, which is like kind of lame. But when we played water polo, we'd play against Glendale High School.
Yeah.
And all the guys on their team looked like fucking men, dude. Like they were all hairy. They all looked like middle-aged dudes, and they were all beasts. We played against them, play against Hoover, and like in high school, I was like 125 maybe.
Yeah.
Like soaking wet, literally soaking wet, 125.
Jesus.
No hair on my body at all. No pubes, nothing. Just armpit hair.
Just armpit hair.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then one whisker.
And these fucking guys, when I would like play D on them, I was like, I'm not doing anything to these guys.
Yeah.
They could literally pick me up out of the water and throw me out the pool. Because they were so fucking
when
big.
When you play water polo, you can't touch the ground, the floor.
Usually the pool
gotta
is like 12 feet deep. So you got to tread water.
Damn. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, dude,
Dude,
it's
in my
insane.
karate club, I have this kid. He's Armenian and he has a thicker mustache from me, right? And I, in my head, he's 17. So I'm like, when are you going to karate camp? So like the age that you're allowed to go is like from 16 on, and you got to sign a waiver and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I can't go yet. And I'm like, oh, your parents won't sign you a waiver? And he goes, no, it's because I'm only 13.
Oh shit, dude.
I'm like, wait, 13? Does that mean you're like in 8th grade?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna graduate this year.
What the
And I'm like, you're 13? How can you have a thicker mustache than me?
I'm 13. I have to pick up my kids later, so if you, please. I have my 2-year-old daughter in the car. Don't worry.
13, man.
That's fucking crazy.
I know. I mean, he looked like, and he's tall too. Like he's taller than me already. So I'm like, oh yeah, he's probably like 17, 18, whatever.
Some cultures are just built differently. They just
Yeah,
have
dude.
this fucking thing about them, dude. I for sure know within my lineage, if you go 100 years back, definitely a makeup artist and a fairy. Those are like two. My bones are so fucking frail, dude. Like I feel like when we spar with certain people, like especially like bigger black dudes, they're so
dude.
fucking
Yeah.
dense.
That's the thing is like first time people be like, my buddy Kenny would always tell me like training with black people are different. Like they just move different. They hit harder. Like they're really explosive. And I always used to be like, yeah, whatever. You know, I didn't really think anything of it. And then we sparred with Elliot. I remember like Elliot would train with us a lot more frequently. And this dude is like a D2, D1 college football athlete. Like just, you know, top of the line genetics, you know? And this dude, he would hit me. And I literally didn't know who the fuck hit me. I would literally look and be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I couldn't track how fast he was, and he would just beat the shit out of me. He would literally toss me across the room. When we would do jiu-jitsu, he would fucking destroy me all the time. Just because he was so fast, so athletic, so strong, and there was nothing I could fucking do.
I just had to take it.
I had to just take it, dude.
Damn.
And just get beat up by this dude for years.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, look who's dominating athletics.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Japanese guys.
Yeah, but who's dominating? Who's dominating fucking ping pong, badminton, and chess, motherfucker?
Dude. Chinese.
Probably black people now. Probably black people now.
Black people too. If you take every sport away from us, I'm gonna be so fucking upset. Give us something, dude.
They're only gonna play sports that get you pussy though. And those sports don't get you pussy, so they're like, nah.
Badminton get you mad pussy. Bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Where you swing so hard it just goes.
Badminton is really fun. That's a sport I've played where I didn't think I'd enjoy it, and I played it, and I was
It's
like,
in your blood, bro.
I know. I was like, I'm pretty good at this.
It's in your fucking blood. You're like, what? I'm
like,
really good.
I'm really good at this. They asked me to be on the college team, but I was like, no.
A lot of older Asian men play badminton fucking furiously.
Should we get a team together?
The badminton team?
That's another sport I have to learn. That's too hard, man.
Nah, dude. Badminton is pretty like straightforward.
Why not just tennis?
Tennis is hard. Tennis is hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
My sister played tennis. She was really good. My whole family played tennis.
You
They
never
were
did?
Really good. Nah. I'd always hit it over the fence, and they'd be like, "Nick, get the fuck out of here," and I would leave.
We never loved you. It's just tennis, sis. What the fuck? Anyways, let's get into the topic today.
All right, topic of the day.
Let's go
What
into
do we
the
got?
topic. This is an interesting one. I feel.
David, can I ask you a question? Is my dick big enough?
It's like absolutely not, and you will never be loved.
Yo, when we did
Next
ask
question.
the feels, I would get 30% of the questions was always, is my dick big enough?
Oh man.
How old were they?
They sound like they're in their teens.
Oh, that's why, huh?
Yeah, like, dude, guys, just fucking don't worry about your dick so much.
It's like worry about the fact that you smell like shit.
Yeah.
How about that? Shower first.
I'm 26 and I still worry about my dick
Why, Nick?
just because it's like so small.
It's have you seen those batteries inside of a laser pointer? That's what it is. Erect. It's just right there. It just sits on top of each other like two pennies stacked. That's what it is. So the question is, well, they didn't say if we could mention their name, so I won't. But hey, David, do you have videos where you talk about working out anger issues? I know you explained you had anger issues in the past. So did Joe. My brother, as of late, has too, and I want to come to understand him.
In the past, bro, I still have anger issues. What the fuck are you talking about?
Why are we talking about past tense?
I know they're like, you know, I heard in the past you had to get over your anger issues is like
That's for
part of our
life.
soul. I think especially like I think in Asian culture we have this tendency to bottle up a lot of shit and blow up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that this happens in a lot of other cultures, but the level of violence that we express when it's mutated into this really toxic like anger issue that Asian men have, it's like psycho level.
Yeah.
And I've heard it from other cultures too, only because I've dated like in mixed relationships and things like that, and how like, you know, they said that they never really grew up in this violent environment. Even from my friends that are non-Asian, like they've some of them got like spanked and stuff like that, but that level of rage that I was explaining to them, they were like, whoa, that's just weird. That's like abusive. If you did that in the US, you'd go to jail.
Yeah. I feel like white people family rage is either goes into, I say white people as in like white America. From what I've seen just growing up with white people, I think it's not growing up, but just hearing these stories, they're what they considered rage is abuse, but that's just everyday Japanese Korean life.
No, you're right. But you know what though? Like I had friends, like white friends growing up, they were kind of like white trash, right? Like
Yeah.
they like their family owned junkyards and all that. And that's not to say that all of them are the same, but that was my introduction.
Trash.
What about you?
I know, right? But that was my introduction to white culture. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know middle class white people. I didn't know like rich white people.
Yeah.
So their dads were pretty crazy. Like I thought that was normal. But what I never saw was them beating their kids the way that Asian dads would do it. So like they would yell, they would cuss. Dude, I remember like I was my friend's dad had a truck washing service.
Yeah.
And this guy would snap a lot, so I would be terrified and I'd shake around him. But one day, like I think I was like in junior high or whatever, but one day we were in his truck and then he was trying to get this thing under my buddy. So dad was sitting in the on the driver's seat. My friend's in the middle, and I'm on the right side, right? So it's a truck. We could all sit in one little thing together. And then he's trying to like put this box in the middle, and then he's like, "Spread your fucking legs like a bitch and move them."
Whoa.
What the fuck? Damn!
Yeah. How old are you?
What do you say to that?
I was like 13 because we were in junior high.
Dang,
So
dude.
like, and then so like I would go with them to the truck, like we would go wash trucks, and then he would pay me, and then like
spread your fucking legs like a chick and move them.
he
Dude,
was
that's a lot of context in that reference.
Yeah.
he would explode, but I never seen him fucking spank him, and I was like, dude, you don't get hit by your dad or nothing, and he's like, nah. So like,
It's like, give me that all day.
He just calls me a piece of shit every time.
Yeah.
That's it though.
but his intensity was crazy.
Yeah, it's like too much.
Yeah, and then like, you know, there were other white kids that got like spanked from here and there, but like not like the level of abuse. But I mean, abuse exists in all cultures. You know, you have your alcoholic dads that come home and beat the fuck out of their family. Like that shit happens.
Yeah.
Like it's not specific to one culture, but I think the acceptance in how common it is for especially Japanese and Koreans, it's just a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
I
get hit
used
when
to
you were a
get,
kid?
dude, my mom used to find fucking anything to hit me with.
And it's both parents too.
Yeah, tag team, dude.
Yep.
WWF
It
style.
would like if I really fucked up, then my dad would beat me up. Like not beat me up, but like he would spank the shit out of me.
But so your mom
most of
was the
time,
first
my
one.
mom would be the one to fucking.
Your mom's so
wreck
gentle,
me.
though.
Dude, she used to fucking whoop me, but I used to deserve it, dude. I was a little asshole. But apparently, and of course, my sisters will always be like, they're older than me. They'd always be like, "Oh, you didn't see anything. We got beat up way more than you," which is probably true. But man, I used to get fucking beat. I used to get spanked, but I think it made me a better person though. It taught me like there are.
You're a better
consequences.
fighter from it.
Yeah, probably.
All your
Probably.
amateur matches are from your mom.
Yeah, I just see my mom across the ring, and I'm like, "All right, bitch, let's go." That's what I see. That's what I see in my fucking opponent.
Dude, my I was dating this Korean girl at one point, right? And then
God.
we went to go
Already?
we went to go to the pier.
Yeah.
Like, and then she had a curfew. And then we lost track of time, and I was like, "Oh fuck, like we got to go home." So we went home. And then her mom opened the door. She was all smiling and shit. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, you know, so late. Like, I'm really sorry." And then like she was like, "It's cool, you know, whatever." And then she
Closed
so,
the door.
So basically, yeah, I leave, right? And then I get a call later, and she's crying. She's like, both my parents beat me so hard. And I'm like, "What happened?" And then she's like,
Just like that. What happened?
I was like, "What the fuck happened?" Right?
What happened?
She's like, this is not a joke, Joe. What happened?
What happened? So like, Are you okay?
She's like, Joe, why are you talking to me like that? Are you doing a bit right now?
What happened? Did you get beat or what?
Hey, what the fuck, dog? Hey, quit playing, dog.
So she tells me, as soon, like, she thought it was cool because her mom was smiling and shit,
Yeah.
and it was all good, right? As soon as the fucking door closed, right? Her dad was behind the door hiding, like fucking hide and
Shut the
seek,
fuck up, dude.
right?
Oh shit.
And that motherfucker Taekwondo kicked her in the stomach.
That makes sense.
So the door closed. That Taekwondo kicked her on the stomach, right? She fell down. Her mom went literally like behind her, popped her in the head, and then they both jumped her.
Yo, that's
Oh,
Korean
shit.
love.
Dude, they tag team fucking jumped her.
Yeah.
I was
Oh my
like,
God.
what?
That's fucking crazy.
I never had a
dude.
tag team jump.
I will tell you this though.
Not by both
that
parents.
is still a sign of a very healthy relationship because the parents are always on each other's side.
They did it together.
So they did it together. Because my parents would also
Shit.
tag team beat my ass too. Because it wasn't because they were a WW fucking F team, dude. WWE team. Like they would because you know how they would
They
say
slap and shit and fucking boom.
my mom would have her fucking pink and purple spandex thing. She'd come in, jump off the bed, and elbow me in the stomach.
Your dad be holding your body down to make sure you don't get up.
Yeah, my
Hit you with a 3D.
because you would always hear people say shit like their parents would be like, just wait till your father gets home. But
Yeah.
that's only after my mom first beat me.
Yeah.
And then my
Yeah,
dad
yeah,
would
yeah.
come and then both of them would beat my ass.
Oh,
so
shit.
it was never wait till your dad gets home, meaning that doesn't mean that I got saved from the first beating. It just means that beating's gonna happen and then you're gonna get your ass beat again.
Yeah.
So they were a very strong front. So they
cool.
taught me what a healthy relationship is. So they would beat my ass.
Dude, I
together.
used to get beat 3 times in one day.
David is
Like,
gonna head kick his fucking kid. And Mariel's gonna fucking pile drive your other kid.
We're gonna do some fucking straight up. What do you call that shit? The Hardy Twins. Just jump off the turnbuckle and fucking do a swanton
You
bomb. on
gotta
their-
fucking, your friend runs up, you grab him, throw him in the air, and they fucking slam into him and shit.
It's just gonna be tight,
You
dude.
guys are gonna powerbomb your kids and
Hell yeah, boost them up so you can Superman and shit.
I want my kids to mess up just so I can fuck them up.
And with the sweet chin music.
Boom! This podcast is brought to you by Skillshare, my friends. Man, if you have not heard of Skillshare, you are missing out because I'm all about lifelong learning. I'm talking about learning stuff for the rest of your life outside of just the regular school curriculum. I'm talking about learning, my friends, where you're learning things that you want to learn. It could be a hobby. It could be anything from like productivity all the way to video editing to music, whatever you can think of, man. Skillshare has got it because we're talking about a library full of knowledge and courses for you to take at your leisure and at your pace because learning, my friends, is all about fun, and Skillshare, for me anyways, makes it fun because I get to learn at my own pace. Right now, I'm going through video editing because I am dull with those skills. And Skillshare has been helping me out with that because I've been taking a lot of those courses and specifically how to use Adobe Premiere. I absolutely love it. So check it out, guys. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for my listeners. Get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's right. Skillshare is offering GeniusBrain listeners 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. To sign up, go to Skillshare.com/brain. Again, go to Skillshare.com/brain to start your 2 months now. That's Skillshare.com/brain.
Dude,
Damn, that's crazy.
I
fucking
repressed a lot of memory, right? So I don't remember a lot of shit. So I have a lot of like positive feelings about my grandma and all this shit, right? And then one day, my brother and my mom was telling me, this was like a couple years back. And then she's like, did you know that like I would come home and your grandma is like riding you like a horse, but like the other way and slapping your fucking butt?
Oh shit.
What the? You don't remember that?
I don't fucking remember that. And then she's like,
because he was looking the other way and she was on the back.
and then
So
she's
he
like,
didn't really see it.
She's like, we used to beat you like 3 times. So like, first your grandma, like you would catch you do some shit and then she's fucking your ass up, right? And then afterwards, your dad comes home and then she tells him and he fucks your ass up. And then when I come home, I get mad, and everyone like there's mad people fucking you up, and I'm like,
oh my God.
I only remember
Spank roulette, dude.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember that. And she goes, yeah. She's like, we fucked up, and I'm like, oh shit, that makes a lot of sense.
Because you only need one beating. The second and third one doesn't reinforce anything.
Yeah, you forget about why you were even getting beat up.
Yeah, you're just getting beat at that point.
I remember one time my mom beat my ass so bad because I fucking deserved it. This is what I used to do when I was a kid. I used to think I was fucking so smart. I don't know how old I was, but I used to think I would outsmart everybody, but I wasn't ever. But I think my grandparents lived in the back house, and my mom was like, "Hey, bring this to your grandfather," and I was like, "Okay, I will." But I just didn't want to do it, and I was like, "Fuck!" I was like having a fit, so I brought it over to him. I came back, and my mom goes, "Hey, so how'd it go? Everything cool?" And he goes, and I tell her, I look at her, and I go, "Yeah, but you know what he said?" And she goes, "What?" And I go, "He said you're a fucking bitch." Like, I don't know how old I was, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know what.
So you're trying to turn them against each other.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, like he said you're a bitch. Like, that's so crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, I literally was like, I don't even know why he said that. She goes, what did he say? And I was like, yeah, that's what he said. I don't even know about
You're an evil child,
dude. And my mom beat the brakes off me, dude. She
knew you were fucking trying to manipulate.
Oh, she knew, bro. She was like, he would never say that.
Yeah.
He barely spoke. He didn't speak that much English.
Yeah.
And fucking bitch is not in his vocabulary.
100%. You are not that smart, dude.
Dude, she looked at me. She was like, "Oh, he said that, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, in my head, I'm like, "Oh shit, it's working." I was like, "Yeah, he did say that. I don't know why."
He said you were so dumb.
crazy.
You don't even know how to solve quantum physics. He's like, "Oh yeah." He doesn't even speak any English, but he knows quantum physics.
Dude, I pulled some shit like that, but it actually worked. When I think back, dude, it's really fucked up. So
this is Joe Mama stories right here.
Yep.
yeah, so like I
legend
forgot
lives.
what happened, man, but I remember my mom pissed me off, right? And then she was in the kitchen preparing some snacks. We had a guest over, and he was like talking to my dad. And then I walked out in the living room and I said, "My mom doesn't want you here. She's just pretending to like you." And I walked away.
Damn.
And then that guy, I heard my dad go, "I am so sorry." And then my mom says, "I didn't say that." And then the guest was like so embarrassed, and he was like, "Oh, fuck." And then he basically like pretty much was like putting on his shoes, getting, and they were like, "No, please stay, please stay." Like, this is like, "No, we're sorry, we're sorry." And then I was like, "Fuck yeah, motherfucker." I got fucked up so hard, dude.
Was it worth it?
It was worth it because I don't know what it was. I remember feeling like, I got you, bitch. But like, I still got fucked up.
You're like, "I don't care. I fucking hated that guy."
The whole time.
I like that guy too. So the guy, I remember,
why'd you do that?
he was a captain of a ship, like, and he took us to like
you do it then?
You could have had a boat, dude.
Yeah, he had a boat. He made hamburgers for us, and like,
Why'd you do
He's
it?
the nicest guy ever.
I was in elementary. I just wanted to.
I fucking got him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, while you're getting your ass beat, you're just looking like staring off to the distance, like, yeah, I fucking got that guy,
Dude, and then I begged my dad to like ask him to take me on the boat ride, and he's like, "You fucking idiot!" Like, oh, he doesn't want to come around anymore.
Yeah, he fucking hates you, dude.
I was like, oh man, like I don't know.
Have you guys ever done something so fucking stupid that your parents just laughed at you and never beat you? Like
Nah.
so once when I was a kid, I saw this shit in a fucking cartoon or some kind of TV show. I don't know where I got it from, but basically I knew I was going to get my ass beat. So I knew that there was a phone book inside my parents' bathroom. So I ran into the bathroom and I grabbed the phone book and I opened it up and I put it around my ass cheeks. Right? And then I put my pants and my boxers over it. And I was like, "Fine, you can hit me." And then my dad just saw this huge phone book in my pants.
Oh my god.
And he's in tears laughing, and he just called me a retard in Korean and tells me to go to my room. And I don't know what hurt more. I would have. And then he was just dying laughing. Then he calls my mom over, and then my mom's laughing her ass off. I don't know what hurt more, them laughing at me or
They probably thought it was cute.
Yeah, that's a
this
cute
fool,
move.
he's trying to like not fucking.
He's
feel
using
it.
his brain that we didn't think he had.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
didn't
they're
work.
saying.
It didn't work the second time because the second time I tried that shit, they took the book out and they smacked my head with it. And then they beat my ass. So it didn't really work the second time.
Yeah,
Beat you.
dude.
They beat you with a phone book.
Yeah, but I guess like if she's asking, how to deal with her brother's rage. I mean, you can't really deal with somebody else's rage for them. It comes like this weird point where they have to realize that they have a problem.
They have to, yeah.
Because for me, it was so normal. I never knew it was a problem until I had somebody close to me tell me how much it affected them. And I got to see how people solve their problems without getting angry, without breaking shit, without screaming. And I think to myself, okay, well, is that normal? Like, I guess that's how you deal with your anger. You don't have to just break an iPhone over somebody's face.
Yeah.
Like maybe.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
true.
don't do
I mean,
that.
there's different levels of anger too, because, I never realized there was a word called verbal abuse. I thought that was some bitch shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm
You're
like,
soft.
I'm like, the only type of abuse that I understand is
Physical.
torture, physical, and like
Torture.
manipulative, like mental, like that drama abuse.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where like it's like that fucking, like, what is that movie, like when the Mean Girls and shit.
That's what I try to do to my mom and my grandpa.
Yeah, see, like that's
Like that.
abuse.
That's abuse.
But then calling
Terrible.
somebody a motherfucker or whatever, I didn't think that was a form of abuse.
Yeah.
But it actually is, because it hurts, right? And you're throwing this negative energy, aggressive energy. And then now I'm at the understanding that even being aggressive and throwing aggressive vibes in the air is also a form of like abuse, because people feel it and then they get uncomfortable and they feel scared. Because like I used to think like violence isn't real violence until you beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I was being called out for being violent, I'm like, how? I didn't break anything. I didn't hurt nobody. Like, how am I being violent? You're a fucking lying sack of shit.
Yeah. Verbal abuse, I feel too, especially at a younger age, that thing sticks so fucking hard you wouldn't even believe it. Because a lot of the times that I'm finding out too, some of the things that, our friends, like you see somebody's getting arrested
Yep.
again, man.
Someone's being
Violence,
verbally
man.
abused.
That's violence.
Somebody cut off some Armenian dude on the road and he just fucking smacked the shit out of him. But we're finding out too as we get older, and I feel like when we're at a young age, we're always in denial of these things. We go, what are you talking about? Like, I'm fine. Nothing really affects me. Like I just fucking brushed it off. But you'll see these in your behaviors as you get older. So probably for this person's brother, well, what happened? I'm saying it could be a possibility, but how does your family deal with rage?
Yeah.
Where did he get it from your dad?
Yep.
Did he get it from how your parents do conflict resolution? There's a reason for why these things happen. And so for you can't solve your brother's rage. And the only thing that you have to understand right now is that he doesn't understand it.
Yeah, but it helps to talk to him when he's in a calm state.
Yeah.
You can't talk to him when he's in his rage episode.
Yeah.
When he's the Incredible Hulk and he's just in his zone, like, you got to calm him down until, he's the chill human being.
Yeah. Because I think when we try to talk to people, especially when we fight with our significant others, we always try to have the deepest conversation while everybody's mad.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the worst.
I quit doing that shit, man.
You just got to cool off, because
You gotta let
you're
'em.
just going to say nonsense.
You got to give them their space.
Yeah.
You
It's
gotta
your
give them their
ego
space.
just constantly trying to win.
Yeah.
And it's holding on to the little pride that it has left.
Yeah.
The pride part is very hard to move on when you are sucked up into your emotions, because that's the first thing you're always trying to protect. It's not about how do we solve this. It's about who's right. You know, I'm right, and I want to prove to you that I'm right so you could feel dumb.
Yeah.
And that's the part where things just start to blow up and go out of control. Because I'll find out too, where I look back now, where Muriel and I were fighting about shit. And then at the end of the day, we're not even fighting about or arguing points that have to do with the original argument. Now we're just saying, okay, well, you said this, well, you said that. And then we say, what are we fighting about? Oh, hold
Start
on.
fighting over grammar.
Yeah, we're starting fighting.
Wait, you didn't add a fucking period, so I didn't understand.
Yeah.
We don't know where the argument's going, because now we're just trying to hurt each other. That's all we're trying to do. I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm right, you're wrong.
I think the first step, though, is helping your brother recognize that he has anger problems.
Yeah.
That's, if he doesn't accept that and understand it, then, he's going to have a long road ahead.
Yeah.
Like, people have to just understand, like, yeah, they're there. Because then it's going to turn into awareness. Like, if you don't understand that you have it and accept it, then you can't be aware of it.
Yeah.
So, but you got to do it in a very sensitive way, because what if you guys are fighting and then you go, oh, you have fucking anger issues? Like, that's the wrong time.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And you got to find out like an appropriate chill place to do it too.
Yeah. It's weird, because I have a relative right now who in the family, he's considered the calm, nice one, right? But because we all grew up in a similar household, he's actually dealing with the same anger issues that I had when I was growing up. And because he was such a nice person on an exterior level, and now that he's in a very serious relationship, he's expressing the type of anger that all of us saw growing up in our households. And I'm seeing it now. And he was telling me a story how he got into an argument with his girlfriend right now. And his anger was warranted, right? And even she understands why he was angry, because she kind of messed up. But how he dealt with it was kind of how I would used to deal with stuff. And
break shit?
Yeah, I never thought that he would have had those problems.
Yeah.
And so for him, he was just saying it like it was normal, like I did. I was trying to normalize it.
Yeah.
And so he was telling me, I got really mad that I punched the wall. I punched the hole in the wall and stuff.
That's
and
your signature move.
Yep, that's the Davis So gotta hit something move. And then I told him, I was like, that's not healthy. Like, you can't, every time you get angry, you can't just break shit because it makes you feel that way. And I told him too, I was like, you go out with a fucking white girl. She's not used to that shit. She grew up in a very, they talk their problems out, specifically her type of white, very astute. Like, she grew up in a very normal household, as I call it. They talk out their problems. And so when you do that stuff to her, I guarantee you, maybe she hasn't said it to you, but you're scaring the living fucking shit out of her.
And not only that, she's gonna look at you very small. She's gonna put you down from that pedestal. She's gonna look at you like, I'm with a fucking child.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you want your partner to do, is look at you as an insignificant piece of shit.
Yeah.
And dude, that's the opposite, like, of what you want, man. Like, I don't know. It's true though. We normalize things because our culture, right? Like, I'm sure this person asking might be Asian or whatever.
Yeah.
And in our culture, it's kind of like, you fucked up for making your dad mad. You fucked up for making that person mad.
Yeah.
Because we're always taught to, like, fix it before it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can't be like that. People have to communicate. But I think the first step is to try to get your brother in a space where he doesn't feel attacked, and let him know, like, dude, it is fucking hurtful when you get angry. It's scary.
Yeah, because
It makes me not, want to open up and be close to you, because I'm afraid of you.
Yeah, because getting angry at somebody for their anger problems would probably be the worst thing that you could do.
But it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Because people feel hurt, so they just want to tell people, like, dude, you got problems. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's the worst way to approach somebody. You
Like,
can't treat them like, yo, something's defected about you because you have these problems. Fuck you.
Like, they feel justified. Like,
Yeah.
I bet in her brother's eyes, like, when he's upset about something that he rages out,
Yeah.
he's like, I have my every right to be this mad. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably a lot of it too. So being able to kind of shift that focus to seeing I would imagine that making that your brother see that how hurtful he's being when he is that way, like you said, is probably the most effective way for him to handle that situation.
Especially if he felt like he was wrong. Like, bitch, you stole my Pokemon cards. I remember that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you
punch
fucking
you in the
hit the
face.
Pikachu away from me. And then like, he's all mad about that. And then it's like, well, if you're the culprit of whatever it is, like, if you're the bad guy in his head, first step is to not be the bad guy. How do you do that? You gotta figure out a common ground. You gotta find that bridge. You gotta find that way to connect back and be an ally, be a friend. And then not make it about, hey, your anger is just out of control and you need to fix it right now. You gotta be like, it's more like, it hurts me when you're angry, but I'm your sister and I want to help you. So that takes a really tough person.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, while you're fucking using me as a punching bag, I want to fucking hold you close. That's hard to do.
You have to be very empathetic in that point of view. You have to come from a place of like, hey, I care. I want to see you not go through something like this. But it is really tough because you have to be like a way, quote unquote, bigger person, I would imagine, right?
That is the bigger person.
Solving your problems with words are hard. Sometimes I just want to get this rock and just chuck it in somebody's face, and it makes it way easier. It's just, if you piss me off, throw this rock in your face.
Sometimes you have to look at people like they're crazy, and you just have to be like, all right,
How do you talk to a crazy person? Exactly.
You can't, like you said, like, while people are raging out, you can't argue with them. You have to say, all right, cool, I see you're upset, whatever. I'm out here, I'm gone. You have your space to kind of vent, because especially when someone meets you with like that type of energy and you give them the, oh, okay, and you walk away and you don't really give them any reaction. Because a lot of times too, I feel like when you're upset and you're like raging out, you're looking for a reaction to. Like for instance, when I'm driving and I fucking flip out, this is the place I'm thinking about it from. When I flip the fuck out because someone almost hit me, I'm trying to pull up to the dude and I know I'm being crazy, but I feel justified. 2, I want to see this motherfucker acknowledge me.
Yeah.
To be like, yo, you fucking, this is how you're making me feel right now.
Yeah.
Coming from the person that's like being angered, right? Which is very crazy.
Yeah.
Right? It's insane. But I know I have that like issue and I have to like kind of bury it down a little bit.
And when it's an 80-year-old lady, you're like, yeah, you feel that way.
Yeah, you
bitch. You shouldn't even have a license, you fucking
get
zombie.
scared. And exactly.
You corpse, stop driving.
But when they don't acknowledge you, it's kind of makes me feel like when I get really mad around Tiff or something like that, she just goes, okay. And then just goes away. And then I feel like, yeah, I'm being crazy and I'm being stupid. And I'm like, I'm being a child right now because I'm just acting out because I want this person to see that like, I'm fucking mad.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that I'm mad, you know?
This podcast is brought to you by Bombas, my friends. Do you remember what the cool thing was when you were in school? Oh, I do. It was Pokemon cards and them gel pens, son. Gel pens brought thugs and cute little Kuropi Asian girls all together, whether you were tagging up a wall, tagging up your paper, or you were just doing homework like a sane human being. Gel pens were the cool thing to do. Well, guess what? Nowadays, people, it's Bombas socks. If you're in it, then you know. And if you didn't, well, guess what? Sucks for you, because Bombas socks are all the envy in the schoolyard, which isn't really all that surprising because they're the most comfortable kids' socks ever. They're colorful, literally bursting with color. They even have a cute little bee on them. And comfortable, my friends. Comfort is the key because they're designed with several comfort innovations that make them feel better than any other kid's sock ever made. So send your kids back to school with the socks that keep them comfy, colorful, and ready to take on the school year. And since Bombas donates a pair of socks for every pair purchased, you should get one yourself too. I wear Bombas every day. If these feet are not bare, they got Bombas socks on them, son. That's all I grace my toes and my cuticles with, in your face. Visit bombas.com/brain and get 20% off your purchase. That's bombas.com/brain for 20% off your first purchase. Bombas.com/brain. How dare you yell at Tiff? She is the sweetest thing I've ever met in my life.
I don't yell at Tiff. You can ask her.
Shit.
You can ask her. I don't yell at Tiff.
Yeah,
But then when you're throwing around aggressive energy and you're angry, that's when she treats you that way?
She goes, okay. Or if I raise my voice like a decibel over the what I'm used to.
She's sensitive to that. She could tell.
Yeah, because usually I'm not like with her specifically, I really try not to get crazy. I try not to like get upset. I try to just say, all right. I try to be as calm as possible. I really do.
Wow.
But then if I get
That's why you're a better fighter.
Yeah, no, yeah. if I just go up just a little bit than I'm used to, she goes, oh, you motherfucker, don't even. She's like, don't even. Because I know for my dad, he has a really high temper. And when in a household where you see that kind of go off,
Yeah.
I really try hard to be like, I don't want that for my family or my living area. I don't want to bring that type of energy around.
Yeah.
Just because you know that like, okay, this creates some issues. I know how it affects my family, my sisters, whatever. So in my head, I'm like, okay, this is no-go. This can never happen. So I try really hard to like not let that happen. And when I do, I feel like, fuck, I let something very small, because it's an issue that doesn't really matter, get the better of me and make me react in a certain way where I go, oh, fuck, I'm a fucking asshole. I'm a piece of shit.
I think that's why, we've talked about this too. It's very important for people to have a group of friends around them so they could just blow off steam to them instead of our partners. It doesn't mean that you're whining and complaining. It just, some people just need somebody there to talk to.
Yeah.
Right. And if you have a good group of people around you too, if they are that close, they'll listen very well, or if they're acting dumb, they'll be like, hey, why don't you see it this way too? Because that happens a lot in our cases too. Yeah. There was a point where Joe and I, we would just eat some Japanese food and bitch about our ladies.
Oh man. And that was like on a JK News day where we're basically talking already from 8 to like 10 p.m. So we're already talking all day, but we have this extra energy because I still need a motherfucking bitch.
Straight up.
I got complaining
Straight
to
up.
do.
Yep.
And this is the only person that understand my woes because we both were dating similar people at the same time. And both of us were progressing in a relationship kind of like at the same time too. So like we kind of related and understood each other a lot.
We were going literally through the same shit at the same time. Just boom, boom, boom.
And you're like,
There
oh
is
my
a part
God,
though
yeah.
where you just went past me, and I was stuck in a certain stage, and like it did feel better to work out this shit and deal with it with you. But the problem that I had was I wasn't really evolving, so that was like it was getting out of my system, but nothing was working out in my relationship. So that was a huge one, you know. But then it did help. If I didn't have that, I don't think I would have been with Jess.
Yeah, for sure too. Because if I didn't have those moments where I got to just hash out what I wanted to say, that we couldn't really communicate. Because after we did that, she and I were allowed to talk about it afterwards, and then either joke about it or just run back to it, right? Because also too, the person that was there, Gio, was there too, and then she had her female perspective, which kind of helped us out a lot.
That's very important too.
Yeah, because if it's just a bunch of dudes, sometimes we're just griping, and sometimes with girls too. I call it the hen house, where they're just fucking clucking, all together.
And if they don't have good friends, whether it's guys or girls, they implant really bad ideas into you.
Yep.
They don't think the best of your men or anything, and they implant some jealous, crazy ideas.
Yeah. It's really important to have friends that are like making you think the other side of the other point of view.
Instead of like,
That's really
are you
important.
sure she's not cheating on you right now? That's why she's acting this crazy.
Dude,
Like there's fuckers like that out
that's
there.
true.
Dude,
There's
and
a
then you're just
motherfucker.
like, oh my God. And they only do that because they don't like to see people happy. They're instigators.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you know about that. Don't you have a situation with that too?
Oh yeah, dude. This
Yeah.
motherfucker, dude. We went to a party, and this is before me and Tiff got engaged. And this one girl that I've never met before, and she was talking to Tiff like, yeah, your man needs to, he's just like, how long you guys been together? And Tiff goes, about 8 years, 8.5 years. And she goes, man, your man needs to propose to you, blah, 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 blah. Because you're beautiful. You can go get any man you want.
The fuck?
And she's like, he's being lazy. He's sitting on his ass, yada, 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 yada. And like just going off. And I was like, dude, I've never met her like ever. And she was going off. And apparently she's going through some shit with her man or whatever. But
So she's just venting and projecting.
Yeah.
And then Tiff was like saying this stuff to me. And I was like, that fucking bitch. I was like, that's so rude.
Does she even know who you are?
No.
Oh.
No.
With you, that shit
So
was-
all she heard
Yo.
was, you've been together 8 years, and then she goes off.
Dude, we were at the same party together. We're like, Tiffany was sitting with the girls sitting down over here. And I was like talking to my buddies around the side. And she just saying all this stuff. And I was like, and I got home and she was telling me about it. And like, Tiff was kind of buying into it. And I was like, you fucking.
So you should know better.
She wasn't buying into it. She goes, it's just so funny how she was saying all this stuff. And she kept bringing it up. And I was like, no, that's not funny.
Yeah, that's not
I
funny
was
at
like,
all.
I will
Don't
roundhouse
even
all of
entertain
you.
it, man.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
I'd feel backstabbed. Like, don't even entertain that shit. What
was
the
like-
fuck?
I was like,
Our
what'd you-
bond should be closer than a fucking stranger
And I
that
was like-
implants negativity.
And and I was like, did you defend me? And then she was like, yeah, I got. And I was like, all right, cool. That's all that fucking matters.
But it's projection because she's
Yeah.
looking. By the way, lady, I don't know who you are, but how's your broken up relationship? You fucking cunt bag. All right, how about that? I don't know her, but I just hate people like that. Don't put your fucking negative vibes onto somebody else's healthy relationship.
she was probably drunk too, so you know.
Perfect.
it is
Well,
what
that
it
just
is.
goes to show you're an alcoholic and you're a dumbass.
Oh my God, David.
Have I met her? Absolutely not. But see how that works? How I didn't meet you and I'm making up some assumptions?
It was my sister. She was the one telling
Yeah,
me.
well, fuck your sister, all right? Which one? The one that I met or didn't meet?
No, it wasn't. It was neither of them. But
Well, either way, if it wasn't with the one I didn't meet, fuck her too.
Oh, man.
oh man,
I know.
they've taken everyone with
Yeah.
them.
By the way, if I do meet you though, I take this all back.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're great.
You're part of the Dunn clan. I forgive you.
But it's also crazy too, is like when you sometimes if you're in an argument with a significant other and then you like bring it up to your buddies or something and they look at you and they go, that's stupid.
yeah.
They're like, why are you mad about that? And then in your head, you're like, oh shit. that is dumb. Or you say it out loud and you don't need anyone else to say anything, but you realize like, oh,
yeah,
fuck,
you connect
that
the
is
dots.
stupid.
Sometimes I see symbolism, like if I see similarities in other people's relationships, and I'm like, oh fuck, I do that shit.
Yeah.
That helps a lot too. And
Yep.
I'm like, oh man, I'm a fucking stubborn motherfucker. I better go home and say sorry.
But none of that shit could ever happen unless you're like self-aware with yourself.
And that takes time, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
so
it.
there's a recipe, right? Like, first is awareness, or first is like agreeing that you have a problem. Second is trying to be aware. So every time it comes up, you go, oh yeah, I did get angry. I did get angry. Then you could start to control it a little bit by figuring out ways to express it without being damaging.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like the recipe for good friendship too, that's really important. You don't evolve if you don't have people to bounce back ideas with, and if you don't see other people going through the same shit you're doing, because then that'll help you recognize like, that's what I do. I do that shit, you know? But then when you're blinded because you have pride, you have ego, you have all these things, you're in denial.
Yep.
And if people don't even understand that they have something called an ego, now ego just doesn't mean being conceited. An ego is a part of your personality that doesn't want to be wrong because it likes to stay safe. It's a protection mechanism for human survival.
Yeah.
And back in the day, you know, like it's something that helped us live comfortably, because you make sense of the world and you're like, you think you know what's going on and you don't want to be wrong because it's very uncomfortable to be wrong. So in order for us to break through and evolve as human beings, you have to recognize that that's there and it's constantly fighting to be right.
Yeah.
And sometimes those belief systems, like whatever you think is right, is damaging to you and you don't know it. So there's a huge disconnect.
Yeah.
And I forgive a lot of people because a lot of people live life unaware. They just do not know. They're just living and they're just breathing and they're talking and they're reacting, and they do not know that a lot of these things are happening and they're living in fucking turmoil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it goes back to us saying that acknowledgement is really important. It has to really hit you hard.
Yeah.
It has to sink in. You literally have to see it for yourself, because you know, we were also talking about just that's why it's very important to get them in a state where their mind is very stable.
Yeah.
Because how is it going to sink in? Mariel could have told me a million times over that I had anger issues, but in my mind, I was rationalizing it. Well, you actually have bitch issues, so my anger issues wouldn't exist.
If I wasn't around you making fucking bitch moves, I wouldn't be. You know, it's always shit like that.
Like I would rationalize it somehow. So that's funny because you think me breaking shit is a problem. I think you getting me to the point where I'm breaking shit is a problem.
That's a you problem, bitch.
Yeah.
That's a you problem.
Not a me problem. You fucking bitch. I love you. I never, by the way, I've never
Bitch,
ever
I love you.
I've never ever called Mariel a bitch ever in my fucking life, by the way.
Yeah.
These are all just jokes.
Yeah.
All right.
Same to Tiff if she's listening.
Yeah. That's a fact. You could ask. I'll bring her on this podcast just so she could say that, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just a tough guy on mic.
I've called Jess a bitch multiple times. And I am not fucking proud of it. Yeah. Dude, I feel guilty. Like,
But it
I am
happens,
so
though. Yeah.
impulsive. But you know what? Like, we have this relationship too. Like, if it's not with ill intent, like we're very in tune, I realize, because when she's insulting me with negative intent, it hurts me and I get mad. But she could say the same exact thing. She could call me fat 20 fucking times. But if it's without negative intent, I'm laughing with her.
Yeah.
Like in Japan, her and my mom had a roast fest for a whole day, just calling me fat, making fat jokes all fucking day. And I loved it because they were bonding and it's like hilarious, right?
I like how you guys can bond over my pain. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. Cry.
Yeah, it's totally different. But then there's this time that she did call me, but it's like we just had an argument and she used
Not the time
it
and place.
as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you know, there's just things like I called her bitch as it like you know how like we call the girls bitch sometimes as it like you my bitch, like we're pretending to be like one of them and shit, you know, like home girl, what's up bitch, you know? And that's cool because they know what it means.
Yeah.
So I don't think words are really out of boundary. It's like, what are you packaging that word with?
Yeah.
Are you packaging it with hate? or love.
Context.
It is context.
And that time and place thing is super important because it also reflects on what is the status of our relationship right now. If things are fucking rocky,
true.
that joking shit is not going to go very well right now.
For sure not going to call you a bitch now.
Yeah, but just wait till we're healthy.
Yeah.
Bitch all over the place.
Time and place is so important, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if you're going to your friend's funeral and then, like, you're like, hey, bitch, it's like, motherfucker, my grandma died. Shut the fuck up, right?
That's my uncle for sure.
But if they're really cool, they'll be like, what up, bitch? They're going to say it right back to you.
My uncle is time and place is something that he really doesn't understand. This fool is like trying to crack jokes at my grandma's funeral. Not even a fucking joke, dude. This guy just, as my grandma is being put into the grave, he goes, as he's looking at this mechanism that's putting her in the grave, he goes, that's pretty handy, huh? And then I just see his son, my cousin, go, Dad, shut the fuck up. Dude, so mad.
Dude, that's how some people cope. So like my roommate, right? His brother, he copes with comedy a lot.
Yeah.
So like their grandpa, I think it was their grandpa's funeral, right? And it was really sad and shit.
It's pretty handy.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. Shut the fuck up.
And so it was his grandpa's funeral. His dad, it was his turn to go see his father, right? So he goes up to his casket. So his dad goes up to the casket, and my friend's brother goes and pantses his dad while he's looking at the casket.
You're fucking lying. Are you serious? What the fuck?
He goes up and he pantses his dad. And my friend is trying to... He's trying to hold his laugh. And even his mom starts laughing. And they have to walk away from the church because they're just laughing. And his dad's crying with his pants on the floor. And he had to pull up his pants and he's crying still.
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck?
Oh, my God, dude.
Why would he fucking do that?
You know who this is? It's Can.
Oh, really?
Can's brother did it. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
What a fucking asshole.
What the fuck is wrong with him? What's wrong with him?
What do they talk about afterwards, though?
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
So, as his father's going up to the fucking casket, he goes, you know what a good idea? If I pants him in front of everybody. Like, as he's... Yo, I'm pretty fucking crass and stupid, but even I wouldn't do something like
That idea wouldn't even pop in your head.
that. Doesn't even come to mind. This motherfucker
At a funeral, dude.
and his dad is crying and he still doesn't pull up his pants.
Oh, shit. Oh, I hope no one's driving right now. Oh, fuck. I'm fucking crying. Oh, shit. This episode started off so sad.
What a fucking asshole, dude. Oh, my God.
What a fucking asshole, dude. In my wildest dreams, I would never, ever think about doing something like that.
He's always pranking and shit.
The whole congregation should have beat his ass.
I like how his mom cracked up.
They were all laughing.
I like how his fucking mom is dying laughing too.
How can you not?
Oh, my fucking God.
Oh, poor guy. He's like, he lost his father and his dignity at the same time.
It's not like it wasn't like, it was his dad that passed, right?
No, just grandpa.
His grandpa.
Oh,
Jesus.
shit, dude. What a
Fuck.
well,
It was his dad's dad.
Was he crying before he got his pants? Before he got pants?
I don't know. He was just telling me what he did. He's like, he's such a fucking idiot, but
just everybody's still laughing though.
dude, that's crazy.
He's just like, I gotta lighten the mood.
Oh, Jesus.
But like some people, they handle their pain with comedy, dude. I think I'm the same way, man. Fuck.
I don't think you would do that.
Not
dude.
that hardcore.
I don't think you would.
That's really
You've done
hardcore.
a lot of crazy things, but I would never imagine you doing something like that. Though.
Dude, that was just, oh man.
That's something out of a fucking movie, dude.
Oh, that's fucking
I can't
amazing.
even think of that shit.
Well, I hope that I don't know if that last part helped
That was
you
a
out.
grand finale, man.
Well, guys, I hope you like this episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. You guys can catch us on Spotify, iTunes. Give us that 5-star on iTunes, and then we will see you guys next time. Nick, where can they find you?
You can find me Nick the Ear on .com on Instagram and on YouTube.
All right, y'all.
Doesn't matter. Nothing beats gonna beat that.
Nothing matters, and you can find us at funerals, pantsing other people's fathers. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all
Funeral
next time.
crashers.
Peace.